What up guys, welcome back. All the frames are dry, all the parts are ready, everything's in the box, ready to go. Finally, everything's all ready after all the dramas that we had, having all the paint come off, having to remove it, having to redo it again. Everything is nice and dry and solid, ready to go. So we're going to clean all the bits and pieces up, untape everything, start putting it all together. So I think I'm going to start with the purple one. The green one, well, it's got a flat tire, so let's start with the purple one. Purple. Let's get into it. Sweet, we got the wheels. They're still nice and hard and all pumped up since we got them, so these ones are definitely good to go. Let's take all the stickers or all the masking tape, all the painter's tape off the frame. Don't want to be scratching all the paint. Look at this, it's massive. There's a wasp. Far out. Let me chuck that outside. Far out, I wasn't expecting that. I guess then first thing is first, start whipping some bits and pieces out. Oh. Cool, last bit's in the box. A bit hard to see, but got a stem, top nut, headset bearings, see? Look, oh, zip tied. Old bar ends, spacer for the middle of the cranks, bottom brackets. We'll clean all of that up. Get it all out, eh? Get it all out. Awesome, well, we've got most of the bits and pieces that we need, so we'll put it all together, grease it all up, clean all of this up. I was thinking I was going to start with the brakes and just put them on, but I just realised a couple of weeks ago Riley was out here having issues with his brakes and I gave him my spare set. And I said, keep your set, fix them, and I don't have my spare sets. I'm coming to see you shortly, Riley. Clean the seat up, we'll put the seat in. Put the seat bolt in. Pretty simple deal really. Dab a tiny little bit of grease on. That'll slide through the bolt, give it a shimmy. And then when you do the nut up on the other side, it'll go inside that as well. We're going to need to give this a little bit of a clean up, a wipe down. Because, well, we're making it all brand new second hand after all. Should get that out of there first. Bit of grease on whatever that fits down there, finger, anything. Tiny bit of grease down the tube, mate. Slippery doodah, you're seating. Sweet, well let's move on to the bottom bracket. Ooh, the bottom bracket down here. Cool, I think before we do anything, what we're going to do is crack open the side of one of these bearings and actually pack them full of grease. Don't actually look too bad. Awesome, all that leaves us with is to whack the bearings in here for the bottom bracket. Metal on metal parts. I always just whack grease in there. Bit of gentle persuasion. Not the most ideal way, but you know, for what we're doing, it's perfect. Probably should have done it the other way around, then you could have seen, because yeah, put the bearing in, put that sleeve in, then the other bearing. Obviously. It appears we have no chainring. Ha! I found one. Jeepers. Good old Shadow Conspiracy. Super old. Wonder how many teeth this is. 39. You want a 39 on it? Oh, we found another one. Profile Racing. Wonder who the lucky fella is who gets that. It is what it is. I'm not using it anymore. Awesome. Bit of grease. Then on the bearings. Both sides. You don't have to. Just good practice, I suppose. Chuck all the spacers on. Nice, well that's all the cranks done. Oh, I should probably do the pinch bolts up. I'll do the pinch bolts up. Jeepers, don't forget about those. Now we're done. We'll move on to the headset. So we'll clean all of the bearings up. Bearings are over here on the zip tie. And we'll stick our new forks and bars on. Oof, slash old. Brand new, second hand. Oh, now we're all cleaned up in the bearings department. Grease up in here. Get some grease, mate. Mateesses. Easy on that one with my finger. Cool, so I just slid the bearing on there as well. Got all the top bearings and all the other bits and pieces. I'll just slide them up there. Where does that bearing go? Put a bit of a handle going on here. Don't want to drop the forks though. So that's top bearing in. I guess like we said before, top brace. I'll just slide this one here. The bearing gets in there. Well, if you can see the top of that, we're missing spaces, or we put the wrong set of forks on the wrong bike. See the top there? But again, none of this was really set up correctly when I got the bike, so these are things I'm coming across while fixing it back up again. Which one should we use? This one's black, but it's probably not big enough. It's silver. Gonna have to get the rattle can out. Rattle can, hair dryer. Clamp it down. Just like that, she's ready to go. I'm gonna quickly grab that off there now and chuck it on here. So, looky, looky. We'll grab some handlebars. We'll stick them in there, grease the bolts up. Shoo! Cool, there's no point of properly cranking it all up together. You got to put it on the ground so you know where they actually sit when you're riding it. So I just nip it all up so it all just sits there, and once we get all the wheels on and on the ground, which is probably the next step, I'll put the wheels on it and we'll see what this goes like, and then we can crank this whole front end up. We've got both wheels cleaned up, ready to go on the bike. Pretty excited to actually get this out into the sunlight, see how it's actually gonna look. Oh, let's tighten it all up before we forget. Make sure there's no wiggly digglies. Give it a bit of a wiggle test. Bit of a turn test, make sure she ain't too stiff. Well, moving freely anyway. Line the bars up. My old boss always told me that I couldn't set handlebars up straight. Once you are happy, do it up. So now we just need to figure out our bar angles that we want. But generally, that looks pretty not bad. Nice and tight. Probably try to suss out a chain and some brakes. Next goal, find some more parts. Voila. Just the perfect length, but it's broken. I need to get a spare link. Alright, I'm gonna have to make a little bit of chain. Where's my chain breaker? Awesome, well we found the chain breaker, so we just need to mark and measure the chain. Found the pin we want, just going to pop that out, shorten the chain up, hopefully to the right length, and join it up down here in the bottom. Look at that. Sicko! Chain on. It all goes round. Brakes and grips. So I'm going to need a brake lever. Oh look, there's a couple here. One I prepared earlier. And there's another one. Oh, Haro Bikes one. Well, I suppose if they're getting a Haro lever, we might as well stick the brand new Haro grips on this one too then. Then we can have all the brands. GT, Forgotten, Haro. Who knows what else is on this thing. Actually, brand new out of the packet. Actually think these might have been a spot price. So slippy doodah those on. Slippery doodah. Just to bet they're not just gonna slide on. Oh, I'll get the air compressor going. And the reason why I use air, because now look, no slippery grips. Let's do this up. Brake lever, grips, bar ends. Oh, well, I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I got the bar ends in. Whew, fancy lula. We need some brakes. We need some brakes. Oh, in the process of finding brakes, I found an outer. I found an outer cable. Brake cables. Gear cable. Gear cable. Brake cable. Is this piece we just found down on the floor long enough? Looks like it. Got some lubrication. Sweet, that's in there. And that's through there. Oh. Definitely not ideal for bar spins. But you know, I didn't have a spare linear cable lying around, and I'm probably going to need to find another brake cable for the other bike as well. So we need brakes. Still, we need brakes. We're still needing actual brake arms and brake pads. I do have a spare bike down in that pile there. It's got a set of arms on it, but those brakes were on a bike when I was 15, so they're super old. Super old. For bike parts anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, this one here, she's done. She's done for now. The purple bike. I'm going to move on to this green one here, whack the green one on the stand, and we're going to get that one done. So the green one's got a different bottom bracket, so I'll do a little bit of a close-up on how that bottom bracket is and goes together and how we did that one. The rest of the bike will probably just do a bit of a far-out shot, just do a quick of the whole bike actually going together rather than all the other bits and pieces, because it's all the same. Not very many parts to a BMX. Green one. This one's got cups that hold bearings, hold the bearings here, and this all gets done up nicely inside the bottom bracket. Whack the cups in just like a set of steel bearings. Cool, obviously. Next we need to load them suckers up with grease. Grab your bearings. Set them in there. So on these, there's a drive side, which is normally fixed. There's an axle, threaded side, goes through to the non-chain side. So I'm going to slide that on through there. Throody-doo-dah. And the other bearing cup, brace, whatever you want to call it. On cranks and things, they're all opposite thread. So when you think you're doing it wrong, go the other way. So I'll bring you around the other side so you can see. So we've obviously threaded that in. Spins pretty nicely now, and we've got to lock it. And we oppo thread that in. You tighten them two, so not got to get this one here tight against this one without that one moving, setting that bearing tension nice and what it is. So it's actually quite hard with you right there. I'm going to move you, so that's the just behind it, and get some spanners on there. So yeah, last night the old camera went flat, which is no stress. So where are we? Up to the cranks. We're up to the crank stage. Last night we were fitting the chainring and it was wobbling around. I got that all fitted. Did take it off the rack last night and gave it a good spin to test that all up. So next off, alright, like I'm pretty sure we're up to, I'm going to chuck you to the here and we're just going to build the whole bike. Sweet as well. A couple more little bits and pieces. Get the grips on. Get a brake lever and a cable. This one actually has brakes, so we'll set all of that up. I don't know if this one had a chain, so I'm going to have to find a chain for this as well, for the green one, I believe. But overall, I don't actually know if you can really see it too well, but not too bad. I don't know if that would have worked better with the lighter green or the darker. Oh well, it's too late now. Not changing the colour back after our painting experience. Wella. We've got brakes, the wheel goes around, brakes work. So yeah, I did a lot of that off camera. Ooh, hello, there you go. So yeah, I done a lot of that all off camera. So I'll clean this up, give it a bit of a, and I'll tighten the back wheel up, put it in location. Brakes are on. And as well, there you have it. We've got the bikes on the stands. They are back to better than what they were when I got them. This one here had no chain, but it had brakes. I've changed it from a gyro setup to a single cable. So yes, this top green one, obviously it's had the paint job. Everything's been cleaned up. Everything's been zhuzhed up on it. That thing is honky-dory. The purple one never had a chain, never had a chain ring. Everything's got new grips, new brake levers. When it's daytime tomorrow, probably tomorrow, I'll take these out into the sun and we'll see what they actually look like out in the daylight. They'll probably look heaps different than what they have been in the sheds. But we're forgetting one thing, stickers. Let's go make some stickers. Awesome as it's the next day, we've got stickers. Bikes are looking fancy. Had a bit of a haircut myself. Let's finish them! Pretty sick if you ask me. Well, I'm pretty stoked how they turned out. Heaps fancy fooler. Now all we got to wait for is the sun and we can take them outside and do a bit of a fancy show off. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me play around in my garage as much as I enjoyed playing around in it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that jazz.